Shout out to you, Miss Fegan, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to get out of tired of waiting, call Fegan.
I'm just saying, cheddar is better. Think before you act. Don't get mad, get money.
Authorities have arrested a criminal defense attorney on charges she told a murder suspect to throw away evidence.
Nicole Fegan made bond hours after she was taken to the Fulton County Jail.
Most people know Nicole Fegan for her work in the YSL RICO Indictment.
Y'all need to go visit Who Am I to Judge, because who am I to judge that broke down this whole...
Another one.
I want the tea. I want the tea.
And the tea you shall get, but before we spill the coffee, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. And everyone, collectively, can we please hit the like button? It's free. Stop being stingy, please, or I'm gonna call Nicole Fegan on y'all ass. Also, returning subbies, I'm doing some channel maintenance, and moving forward, the new name of the channel is going to be Plead the Fifth. The series is going to remain Who Am I to Judge, and I am still your host and perfectly Nick. Everything in this video has been investigated and researched, however, for legal purposes, we'll consider everything alleged. Let's go. There have been so many questions and speculation surrounding the recent arrest of prominent Atlanta, Georgia criminal defense lawyer Nicole Fegan. Like, is she really a gangbanger? Did she really obstruct justice? And if convicted, will she serve time? Now, me, I'm no lawyer, but based on my investigation, this is my determination. Nicole Fegan, aka Miss Got Proof, has been the buzz in the streets of Atlanta for over a decade. But this time, she's on the wrong side of the law, as she was arrested in Gwinnett County on February 17th and booked into Fulton County Jail, charged with criminal street activity, criminal solicitation to commit the offense of tampering with evidence, and participating in criminal street activity. Lawyer by day and trap queen by night, Fegan had to pay a $40,000 conditional bond, and one of her bond stipulations is she can't be in the vicinity of suspected gang members. However, her latest client, YSL gang member, allegedly, Tenquarius Mender, is set to go to trial in spring 2024 for his alleged role in the YSL Young Thug RICO case. Now, to understand the method of Nicole's madness, we have to go to the very beginning of her career.
Hey guys, so I love to see young female lawyers killing it, right? I got this new file. His criminal defense attorney was Nicole Fegan. He had 10 felony counts. Among them were malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, pointing a pistol at another, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm of a convicted felon, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, all not guilty. This is insane. I mean, this is unbelievable. Great work, Nicole.
High-profile Atlanta, Georgia lawyer Nicole Fegan until recently was a nationwide prime example of defense lawyer excellence. But I'm sure you'd be surprised to know that this Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina native, prior to her legal glow-up, she also spent time in jail.
A week before I graduated undergrad, I was arrested in Baltimore, and I served time.
Now, the charges are unknown, but the check did clear, and the receipts are accurate. I think this further explains her hood radish behavior, but who am I to judge?
I'm in full-blown trial mode.
Upon her release, she moved to Atlanta, studying law at John Marshall School of Law, Atlanta, graduated in 2.5 years, and immediately opened her own law firm, Fegan Law. Her first client was Atlanta rapper Peewee Longway, who beat his case and rapped about her law skills in his song Lituation, giving her instant street cred.
Yeah, you know, Fegan gonna pull up with the quickness. You dig what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Fegan gonna pull up with the quickness. Yeah, that way.
Then she defended Ibsa Adam, who discovered her legal services via Instagram.
The trial was alleged murder that occurred on video. So the state was sitting on the video and playing the video a million times, but at the end of the day, the jury acquitted him.
Ibsa was serving life in prison, but was given an appeal and a chance at a second trial where Nicole represented him.
This is what not guilty looks like after you had a life.
Nicole used her legal expertise to get him fully acquitted on all felony murder charges, even though there was a video recording of the crime. proving that Miss Got Proof got skills. But moving on.
In May 2014, we were both 24 years old. I was graduating law school, and he got booked for felony murder. 4 months later, he pled guilty and got sentenced to life. On August 4th, it marks the 2-year anniversary that we brought Ibsa back. We went to trial, and he got found not guilty on each and every count.
While representing Ibsa, Nicole provided him a paperback copy of her book titled Miss Got Proof from Defendant to Co-Counsel, and encouraged Ibsa to read and do exercises to help further develop his case. When the book was released in 2020, Nicole listed Ibsa Adam as a co-author, making sure his family always ate, for his hard work and his dedication. Also, Nicole established a not-for-profit located in Atlanta that assists returning home criminal offenders.
Nicole Fegan, I'm a criminal defense attorney here in Atlanta, but this year we're broadening our spectrum. For 420, we're announcing a nonprofit organization designed to help you complete your community service hours. Don't let papers be a trap.
Her other notable high-profile clients include VH1 reality TV stars Lil Scrappy and Rasheeda from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. In 2019, Fegan was deemed the Lebron James of the legal world, winning 23 of her 24 cases, and was featured in Atlanta at Law magazine on 2 separate occasions. The publication mentioned that Fegan is the new generation of criminal defense law, and Fegan has become a celebrity in the streets of Atlanta, specifically in the criminal activity scene and the hip-hop community. Nicole Fegan says she doesn't use traditional forms of marketing such as TV commercials, billboards, and ads, but prefers a non-traditional approach, relying on social media platforms, specifically Instagram, where she has over 81,000 followers. Meanwhile, this is just my evaluation. Don't shoot the messenger, literally. Pause. But her lifestyle and what she represents on Instagram is partially the reason why she's in the legal trouble that she's currently in. And she knows better than I do. The 10 Crack Commandments, rule number 7, clearly says keep your family and business completely separated. However, she intertwined them. That's your downfall, my opinion. But moving on.
You know, I understand that hustlers are hustlers. They take care of themselves. They take care of their family. I understand that pimps are pimps. I understand that scammers are scammers. What I don't understand is this new gangbanger. I don't understand how you're looking for a brotherhood, looking for a code to live by, and you end up snitching. Rule 101, police in an interrogation room, they're allowed to lie to you. They can say that someone identified you. They can say that someone else told on you. But when you confess, or even worse, when you point the finger at someone else, now you just put knowledge in a crime that they were already lying to you about. But that's that new gangbang shit.
Now, lawyer by day and glorified trap queen by night, Nicole Fegan took her business home, and it didn't take long before the hip-hop influence took over her, and she began posting about money, cash, hoes. Money, cash, hoes, money, cash, hoes. What?
I'm a pro at this. Do you like my shirt? Can you read backwards?
As opposed to the legal jargon she originally posted starting her Instagram account, she began to spotlight crime, criminal activity, and it drew action from her haters and her fellow lawyers. I personally think she's a marketing genius, but I assume the good old boys of Atlanta, Georgia, saw her as a cancer that needed to be stopped ASAP. Like, for real, how dare this 35-year-old woman be sitting up here freeing ninjas, thumbing her nose at law enforcement and undercover agents, posting pictures of her toting alleged prop guns, allegedly, stacks of cash, and extravagant Jacob the Jeweler type bling. You know them good old boys was pissed the F off. How dare you with the caucasity?
The right to remain silent.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say anything. And why don't you say anything?
They'll use it against you.
They'll use it against you. Now, when does the Miranda rights really matter?
When you confess.
When you make a confession, just don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
Meanwhile, I'm sure they was like, okay, here she goes sitting up here freeing all these ninjas. Now, how we gonna get free labor? And then we have illegal immigration.
Mayor Eric Adams facing some tough questions this morning about the migrant crisis.
Especially in the wake of the growing number of asylum seekers accused of committing crimes.
A 22-year-old and 6 others were taken into custody. Among them, 3 teens who appear to be migrants.
But let me mind my business. Moving on.
Only Channel 2, by the way, was in Buckhead Monday night as police arrested the rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams.
In 2022, Atlanta law enforcement did a sweep arresting and indicting multiple gang members on RICO racketeering charges. The alleged gang leader Young Thug plus 26 others had 56 counts against them. And for those who don't know, this is the case that has garnered national attention because prosecutors from the same office as Mrs. Freaky Old Man Fannie Willis and Miss Pay to Play will be using the rapper's lyrics as evidence in the case.
Number one focus is targeting gangs, and there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community.
Young Thug stated, "I always use my music as a form of artistic expression. And I see now that Black artists and rappers don't have freedom." Now back to Nicole. Her latest high-profile client, YSL gang member, allegedly, Tenquarius Mender's case was severed from the Young Thug trial due to Nicole's legal savvy. And he's been separately charged with participation in street gang activity, conspiracy to violate the RICO Racketeering, Influence, and Corruption Act, possession of a weapon, and telecommunication device by an incarcerated individual. However, in a strange turn of events, on February 16th, Fegan was arrested on active warrant for allegedly alerting a suspect, Keontae Davis, hope I'm saying that right, in an unrelated case.
Majority of my cases involve cell phones. So cell phones really show who you are. I mean, what you Google, who you're talking to, what you're talking about, what pictures you take and where you take them, and what location you're at.
I want to talk about phones. I want to talk about you being your own worst enemy. So cell phone extractions. When the cops take your phone, then they get a search warrant and then they extract it. The only time I've ever seen them have an issue extracting phones is sometimes with iPhones. Okay? So now they get your iPhone and what's on the cell phone extraction. Let's first talk about text messages. Nothing gets deleted, period. You can't delete it. Now, what's even worse is when you do delete it, it shows. So it shows you just had a conversation with your mama, then homie gives you the address to the lick, and then you deleted it. So now what were you hiding? Like, obviously you had knowledge, So text messages can really eat you, especially when you delete them, because that just looks suspicious as fuck.
She alerted Davis to dispose of his phone immediately because Atlanta PD had an active warrant and would soon be arresting him.
Davis is accused of taking part in the deadly shooting, which police say started as an argument. One person was killed and another was injured in that case. Davis faces at least 2 charges, including murder. For Fegan, the allegations are a fall from grace for a defense attorney who has been considered a rising star.
Fegan bonded out of jail the same day on a $40,000 bond with stipulations and has been ordered to not have contact with alleged gang members, which means Tenquarius Mender may need to find new legal counsel for his upcoming trial. Meanwhile, I oddly suspect Fegan's arrest and the timing of her arrest is sabotaged by the state to hopefully gain a guilty conviction for Tenquarius. But again, who am I to judge? Fegan hasn't been formally indicted, and I'm no lawyer, but I believe tampering with evidence is a charge that can stick. Everything else is kind of up in the air. Also, I wonder, will they be using Fegan's Instagram profile against her like they are doing with rapper Young Thug?
People play gangsta and police games at the same time. That shit is weird. That shit is weird.
Her warrant listed obstructing justice, which carries a sentence of 1 to 3 years in prison. The other gang-related charges carry a sentence of 5 to 20 years and a fine of $10,000 to $15,000. Her lawyer, Renee Rockwell, is confident the charges will be dropped and Fegan is innocent. Floridian rapper Kodak Black's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, stated the following on Instagram. YSL lawyer arrested. This one is a stretch, but should also be a lesson for the young criminal lawyer. My understanding of the allegations is that she attended a preliminary hearing where she found out about an active warrant. She then called the guy with the warrant and told him he had a warrant. I don't think that's the worst part because it seems like at this point it was public. Then she told him to ditch his phone. That's more of the troubling part. I imagine the phone was either tapped or the guy she gave the info to ratted on her. It is Atlanta. Duh. I think the charges don't match the alleged crime yet again. It's Atlanta, so it doesn't surprise me. Philadelphia-based lawyer Ferdinando Perry Jr. chimed in on the allegations as well and stated the following on Law and Crime Network.
I don't even think you can tell your own client to dispose of evidence in a criminal investigation. Now let's take that to the next step of someone who's not your client. I don't think it's a problem necessarily telling an individual that you have knowledge that there's a warrant for their arrest. You maybe just want to communicate that information. Maybe she has some relationship with this person that is not an attorney-client relationship, but maybe she knows him and wants to say, hey, you know what? I heard that there's a warrant out there. You might want to contact law enforcement and get yourself in and processed on the charges. But to take it the next step, that you're telling someone to get rid of evidence, I mean, that's a crime under any circumstance. And that's
now, not for nothing, I just want to know, did Keontae snitch and expose Fegan, or was the phone indeed tapped? Now, I don't know, but the streets are saying that he snitched.
If you're just going by what he's saying, I think that's problematic for the prosecution, because you're going to have a guy who's trying to get himself out from under what looks to be a shooting or some other serious criminal activity. And maybe he's just trying to throw somebody under the bus to help himself.
Never trust nobody. Your mom set that ass up. What the fuck is that? Hit that little bitch front or back. Pest control, who call about rats?
And to my ninja Keontae, if you did snitch, you need to be more concerned with the hood going upon your head, because you effing with the legal plug. Seriously, dude? But y'all, let me mind my business. But what I will not mind my business on is I will continue to follow this case and keep you updated as new information comes in. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Check out our playlist for more videos like this. Don't forget to hit that like button. I will call Nicole Fegan on that ass upon your heads. Hit that like button like right now. Please and thank you. Share with all your little nosy friends who enjoy a scandalous deep dive. And until next time, bye.